What's your best "it's not what it looks like" story? When I was 16, my boyfriend's, now husband's, parents took me on a beach vacation with them. His dad was kind enough to carry my luggage to my room and his face was bright red. I just thought he was hot. But my boyfriend came in and goes, "Sue, my dad says your luggage is vibrating." I had one of those handheld face washing devices that you put a little makeup remover pad on in my bag and an ad turned on. His poor dad thought I had brought a vibrator, so I actually had my BF take it down and show them what it was so they wouldn't think poorly of me, lol. We all had a great laugh. I was in the Navy, stationed on an aircraft carrier. In the sleeping compartment I was assigned to, we had lockers called coffin lockers. Our beds were on top of the coffin lid, which we opened the way you would think to get to our stuff. These were stacked 3 high, with not quite enough room to sit up while in bed. We were on a deployment, so we brought whatever we couldn't live without for 6 to 12 months. One of the things I had was a rechargeable shaver. Well, apparently when I closed my locker the one night before going to bed, I jarred the battery cover, and the shaver intermittently vibrated against the wall of the locker. However, I didn't realize it at first. I heard the vibration and assumed that the girl assigned to the bunk under mine was going to town on herself with a vibrator. It went on and on, so then I started thinking that it wasn't her with her vibrator. I got out of bed and opened my locker, and when I saw the shaver, I realized what I had been hearing. At that moment, the girl laying in her bunk below mine opened the curtains and gave me a look. I showed her the shaver and explained what happened. We both had a laugh when she said that she thought I had been going to town on myself with a vibrator. I was walking along one night with my wife and we bumped hips accidentally. I bumped her again, she bumped me back harder and it escalated from there. For my final victory I timed it just right to knock her into a lamppost so she fell over, laughing. Whoop whoop, a police car had come up behind us and only seen the killing blow. She instantly started laughing so hard at the absurdity of it that tears were streaming down her face and they grabbed me to stop me attacking her anymore. I had been going over to help her up, honest officer. It took quite a while for her to stop laughing enough to explain, longer still for them to believe us. Something similar happened to my parents. They were getting takeout food and started running from the restaurant because it was cold, and a nearby police thought my dad was chasing my mom. Getting off of work while I was in college. I worked at the student union. As I was walking I get a campus alert on my phone about a sexual assault that happened. I was wearing the exact clothing description minus the shoes, heading the same direction he was last spotted and got stopped by campus police. Never been happier that we call campus police dispatch after closing the building. Yes, they caught the guy later. Was your heart racing? No, I knew I had done nothing wrong and then the university police department had copies of our student IDs for those of us who did that job in the union. I was just respectful and chill with them and did what they asked. Took them 5 minutes, then I was on my way. In high school, borrowed my parents' van to take my GF on a date. We went out for dinner and then to a friend's for a bonfire. She changed in the van from a skirt/tights to sweatpants in between. Next day my dad pulls me aside and he's holding her tights. I start saying, "It's not what it looks like," but he cuts me off and just goes on about, "I want to make sure you guys are being safe, don't worry, I won't tell your mother, etc. I won't tell your mother that you wear tights. If you tuck your balls this way, it's safer to wear." When I submitted an expense claim for an inflatable doll. Not a blow-up doll, an inflatable person. It was many years ago in the NHS, and we were using it in meetings to demonstrate convoluted patient journeys so we could eliminate waste and simplify things. My boss had a sense of humor. Theater kid in high school, had a scene where I had to tie a girl to a chair with a specific knot so it looked real but could be undone super quick by her just tugging something and it all coming undone. Anyway, I'm practicing the knot with her in the classroom during an off period so I could get it right. Cue gym teacher walking into the room to ask theater teacher something and seeing a girl gagged and getting tied to a QR while we were the only two in the theater classroom. Fun times. Edit, few quick things I thought I'd add after replying to comments. Scene was after her character gets kidnapped, so that's why we went to all the lengths to make her look like a hostage. She agreed to everything we did, even suggested the gag herself to be authentic. Take that. How you will. Teacher who found us was super chill and knew most of the theater kids anyway and supported the theater anyway. He told us through the visible concern, "Please tell me this is for a scene cause I don't want to be there for this trip to the Prinkable." I told him yeah, just practicing to get the knot right, and another scene is on stage. He just noted and went to find theater teacher. Again, I never thought to take her gag off to let her help me explain cause I'm an idiot. Later our theater teacher decided what if certain places to practice sensitive scenes. Lol, why did she have to be gagged? She didn't have to, she got to. It's all about perspective. A coworker hit my vehicle and rather than go through insurance, I gave him an option to pay in cash to avoid an insurance hit. A couple days later he was paying me in the parking lot at night shift workers, and the manager comes out of the office and heads to his car. Came over to see WTF was going on. Totally looked like a drug deal was going down. Lol. How does that work? Do you go get a quote for the damage and then ask for the cash? What if they then refuse to pay it? Can you still go to the police? When I've done it you still get the insurance info. I got 3 quotes from places I liked and let him pick. If he didn't pay I'd just file a claim with his insurance. No police needed. It helps that we were co-workers on good terms so there was some trust there. So when I found out he hit my car, he basically confessed. I guesstimated how much it would cost. It was a long time ago and I think I just Googled an estimate. He was hard up and was only there for a few months before this happened, so I was trying to work with him. I think his insurance was already a little high from some other issues, so I didn't want to fuck him over when it was a cosmetic issue. No dents, just a gnarly fucking scratch about 2 feet long and about half an inch wide on the rear passenger panel. Invited my friend on a hike, needed to get my bottle from the trunk. Forgot that I had to move some painting supplies earlier. The face when your tracksuit wearing Eastern European friend open a trunk lined with garbage bags and rolls plastic wrap and a hatchet in the middle of woods was priceless, but do not recommend. Hard to argue is no problem, just had to move messy things, do not worry. Is just paint, friend. Paint that ask too many questions. I brought a hammer to the office to hang a whiteboard. I left it in my laptop bag, and forgot to take it out at home. Days later my boss came up behind me, asked do we have a hammer in the office? Without thinking, I reached into my bag and handed him the hammer, still looking at the computer screen. A few seconds later I realized my boss was still standing behind me. I turned around and he was just standing there staring at the hammer. He said, "Seriously? You carry a hammer with your laptop? Are you a serial killer? Only when people don't give me raises." Senior year of high school, end of the year, and it's been balls hot for days and for some reason the AC isn't working. I have this pain in my taint and scrotum area and I'm complaining about it to my friend next to me in biology class. I really don't want to go tell the nurse or have a parent look at it, so I ask my friend if he'll take a peek. This was before everyone had a cell phone with a camera to do this sort of thing. He says, "Sure bro, I got you." The teacher tells us to split into pairs to quiz each other with flashcards for the final and then excuses himself to the bathroom. My friend and I pair up and head to the back of the lab where there's a walk-through office to the next lab and close the door behind us and move out of sight of the window doors, and I drop my shorts and undies and he squats down to take a look as I move my junk up and out of the way for a clear view. In walks the teacher because he wanted to grab his water bottle out of the office on his way back from the bathroom. I'm standing facing him and my friend is squatting in front of me, definitely looking like he's blowing me from the teacher's perspective. Teacher freezes and can't find words as I rush to cover myself, and my friend turns around and blurts out, "I'm not sucking it, I'm just looking." Teacher backs out of the office and won't look either of us in the eye for the last week of school. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.